This is Providence Television International, the game changer. This is Providence Television International, the game changer. Hello again, it's nice to have you with us on Products of Edo College. It's another wonderful time for us to enjoy this slot. We've been having a lot of very great responses from some of our old boys, many of our old boys across the world, particularly in respect of this program. And today is not going to be different. We have with us in the studio a gentleman who is from the royalty, is also an engineer of high rank. Incidentally, we share some areas of commonality. To start with, we're even wearing the same white. It's just that one is creamier than the other. But let me quickly introduce my great friend, Engineer Prince Charles Eweka, to this program. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
And congratulations for this wonderful setup.
Thank you very much,
Wish
Prince.
you well.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you. So we are starting from where I think we should start from. You got into Edo College when?
1970.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that means 74
set. Yes.
Good, very good,
So,
very good, very good. What memories does it bring?
Wonderful memories. Firstly, to appreciate my illustrious uncle, Omonoba Akenzua II, who was very passionate about education.
Oh yeah, that's Amanoba Kenzo.
Yes.
Yes.
He gave that piece of land for the government to build Edo College.
Back in 1937.
And so it was a window of opportunity for many of us in the family and the outside world
Okay.
to come in and attend that school.
Good, good.
And ever since, it has been waxing strong, and it's still a school of repute in Nigeria.
Yes, that's right. Good. In other words, many members of the royalty went through Edo College.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We had that opportunity.
Good. Good.
Even though I started in the village,
Okay.
I started class 1 in Edo National College,
Yes.
Igobazuwa,
All right.
which was also founded by Omonoba Akenzua II.
Are you serious?
That was, I think that was 1968.
Okay.
And so I attended 1969. Then the following year, I
You now came to
came
the
to
college.
The real college.
The real college. Oh, that gave you some special satisfaction.
Very well.
Mm.
Very well.
Mm. And you were in what house?
I was in Ozolwa House.
Okay, good.
The house to beat anyway.
Oh, again, one of the houses named after one of the
After
kings.
one of the kings, yes.
Yes, that's right.
Eweka,
Eweka
Ozolwa,
and
Esigi.
Esigi.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Fond memories.
Fond memories.
Beautiful.
Fond memories. Yes, fond memories. We'll talk
And
about all of this.
meanwhile, we were in the school, which is now Edo College.
Which is now Edo College. Yes.
Yes. So thereafter, we now moved to the present site
Good.
at 30th Circular, Muritala Mohammed Way.
Are you one of the people? Yes, that's the gate of the new site.
Yes.
Are you one of the people who really, really missed the old site?
Very well.
Yes.
In fact, when we got to the new site, I think that was about 1973 or
73,
thereabout.
yes.
Yes. So many of us were grumbling that why did we move from the old site? Though this place was very beautiful,
It was.
structures were great.
Well, the buildings, I think the buildings are still there. Yes.
Yes, very
that's
well.
it, yes.
Beautiful place.
Beautiful place, yes.
Highly sophisticated in construction
As
and
at
everything
then.
as at that time.
Yes.
You know, Bermuda did a lot to make that place a sort of world-class institution.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
did. He did.
You know. So, well, we were not happy, but you know, as young
Young
boys,
people, yes, yes.
we soon forgot about the old site.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because the old site was structured after the British type of school system. just like King's College and all those places. The buildings all relate to British type of educational system.
And funny enough, there were no story buildings.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice place.
Nice place.
I think we had about 5 football fields.
About that,
cricket fields,
cricket,
and everything. So sporting was a great part of our life in the school.
It was. Maybe I should ask you this. It's very important. Who was your principal at the time? I should know, but for our viewers.
Yes. At the time I got there, it was Castle V. Alonso. I think it was Irish or Scottish.
No,
or
actually,
Belgian.
No, Spanish.
Spanish.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Alonso. Yes, that's Alonso. Quite a remarkable man. What do you remember about him?
Nice old man, especially discipline.
Good, very good.
Discipline, and then when you come to the assembly, the first thing he said, you bring out your hymn books, and then we'll sing a hymn. I think he was a Christian and a very nice old man who made all of us to be proud to be students of that school.
Yes.
He was a nice gentleman.
Yeah, he was. And he instilled a lot of discipline into the boys.
Of course.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
He did.
And incidentally, he also created a wood workshop, carpentry workshop.
Carpentry workshop, yes.
Which, up to today, what I learned in that place for about that 1 year when we were in class 1, I'm still using it today.
Good.
The carpenters are working for me. I said, look, this is
not how to do it. Yes, that's right.
We had practical experience on how to do woodwork those days.
Good, very good.
It was a beautiful arrangement that he made. And then he provided a lot of sporting facilities. You go to the store where you have these cricket things. It's a full store of its own. Football, everything. was...
there was a basketball court, there was a tennis court. And
I remember when the Harlem Globetrotters came to Nigeria.
Yes.
They visited Edo College to come and play basketball.
I remember.
That gave a lot of our people the impetus to begin to go into basketball.
Beautiful.
It was a great time. Anyway.
It was. What about your classmates? Do you remember some of them?
Yes.
Age is telling on everybody, but
unfortunately, I would not be able to pick out their faces, but I still remember people like late Agbe. Was a tall gentleman.
He was principal at Benedion Education Center, yes.
And then Onobun.
Okay.
I think Onobun was also at Benedion. Many others, Osara.
Yes, Gregory
Osara, Vincent, all those Maido.
Yes. Maido, yes.
And then, even though we were not in the same class, Chief Igbenedion.
Yeah, Lucky. Yes, that's right.
The list is endless.
No, the list is quite endless. We thank you for that. Yeah. What about your seniors? Do you remember some of them?
I remember people like Basuto.
Yes.
Who was our goalkeeper.
He was a goalkeeper.
Vasco Koje.
The giant.
Tall basketballer.
Yes.
And very many of them.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's a long time.
But most of those guys were our mentors.
Good.
Those days. When we were in class 1, the building towards the dining hall.
Yeah, junior house.
The junior house, yes. And the seniors will come to inspect, to make sure that you cleaned the place and all that. Especially on Saturdays.
Yes. Inspection.
Everybody has to be, neatly dressed, your clothes properly laundered.
Yeah, even your fingernails.
Fingernails.
Yes, that's
and
right.
then your sandals.
Your sandals, well polished.
Have to be well polished. By the time we migrated to the Ozolo house proper, where you had the class room 1 to room 6, and then the seniors there, you couldn't mess up. You know, they drill you, make sure we water the flowers around. On Saturdays, we go and do cleaning, clear the grass in those places, wash the bathrooms and everything.
Yes.
And then the housemaster will come for inspection with the doctor.
That's right.
And then everybody will line up by the bed.
By the bed, yes.
They will check your bed to make sure it was properly dressed.
And won't be tired anyone who brought the house into Odium or something.
Our housemaster, Mr. G. Oko.
Oko, yes, that's right.
He will wear his long sleeve and put a cane inside the long sleeve. So all of a sudden, he will just do his hand like that, and the cane
will jump out.
Will jump out. So you are in trouble if.
Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Well, thank you, Charles. Oh, by the way, because you belong to the royalty, were you privileged? Were you privileged? Did you have special treatment?
In the school?
Yes.
No.
No, yes.
But I think it was part of how I was able to get into Edo College.
Okay.
There was this overhead tank almost opposite Alonso's house.
Okay.
That structure was constructed by my father when he was working in Ministry of Works. So he told the principal, I have a son who is attending school in the village. I want him to attend the school. And Alonso said, yes, go and get him.
Okay.
So I think on the hindsight, I believe I got the privilege when Alonso also learned that my father
was a prince. Good.
So I believe that gave me that opportunity.
And it ended there anyway?
Yes, it did. There was no special privilege outside that.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
What else do you want to remember in terms of interpersonal relationship with either your classmates or your seniors, as it were?
Very cordial relationship and mentorship.
Mentorship, yes.
That was what I later discovered. When, at the time, one used to believe that these seniors, they are too harsh. But the discipline they instilled in us helped us to grow.
Oh, yes.
And then to try to be like them. Because the way we were doing things, they will correct you. If you fail to correct, they will punish you. And so you don't want to get punished again. So you begin to correct your ways. So the seniors were quite good. And then the classmates and the juniors, our relationships were usually cordial.
Very cordial.
And
yes.
then, it was a conglomeration of different people from different backgrounds, different cultures, and all of us mixing together. We all sit at the same table.
Not knowing where you even came from.
No, it wasn't important.
It wasn't important, yes.
It wasn't important. We all sat down on the dining hall benches, the long bench, long table.
Yes,
all of us sit down, both sides, and then neat. You could take food from the other guy, you could take from your own, but even though it was illegal.
Do you remember Level Up?
Oh, great.
Yes, what was that about?
Well, there was a time limit.
Yes.
With which to finish food. So, if you are a slow eater, at the time they will announce, Level Up, you grab the next person to eat. Eat the food. So it taught us to try to hurry up, to keep to time.
Time, yes.
Because you didn't want to end up losing your food because you could not meet up on time.
Good. Will you consider your stay at Edo College as regimented? Was it really
it was
synchronized? Yes.
It was, but to a good cause.
Good.
Because there was time for everything. Time was of essence. time was properly managed, and then you couldn't deviate from the time allocated for certain things. You had to go for sports.
Oh, exactly.
There was time for sports. There was time for prep to go and read, and then time for dining hall.
And on Saturday, time for socials.
Socials.
Yes.
Right. After the cleaning in the morning.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Do everything.
Oh, yes.
Then you have social evening. It was a great time.
It was a great time. Yes.
It molded most of us to appreciate time consciousness.
Good. Good. Did you have a special favorite in terms of food?
The popular dodo. We used to call it long dodo.
LLD. Yes, LLD. Everybody liked that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You know, the caterers, they would just cut the dodo
straight down.
Yes.
Yes.
Not the small pieces. No, you would just slice it like that. So
yes.
By the time you see your plate, it's filled up with dodo.
Yes. And it could even spill over.
Of course.
Yes. So you have to roll it. You have to roll it into the plate.
And then you start cutting.
Have you seen that since you left Edo College?
Never. Never. I think it died perhaps with our sets.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Yes.
Because then the government paid special attention to Edo College in terms of subsidies and things like that.
Good.
To make sure that we were well fed, we were properly clothed. You know, we had the uniform for class, and in the evening we had another set of uniform.
Or this check shirt.
Green check.
Yes.
Green shorts.
So it's like, were we spoiled?
Yes. If I looked at it comparatively to the school I started with, I would say yes, we were spoiled.
Oh my goodness.
Edo College was like a heaven.
It was.
You know,
it was.
For those of you who did not attend the village school,
yes,
you may not
know the
difference.
oh my gosh, this is really amazing. It's really amazing.
It was great.
It was great.
Yes.
It was great. And then of course you remember some of our teachers.
Oh, very well.
Yes. Oh yes.
Very well. Pa Bonopoge and the wife.
Yes.
The wife used to teach us biology.
Yes.
I think the husband also was teaching biology.
Or general science. I can't remember.
I think it was science. And then one Baba, he lives off a year there. Then he was in teachers training Abraka.
Oh.
You know, they used to come for.
What did he teach?
I think it was English. He taught English. And then he came with Mr. Ogunu.
Ogunu, yes.
Who is now
a professor.
professor.
Professor Ogunu now, yes, that's right.
Ogunu was teaching, I think it was English.
English, yes. English, yes.
So I remember them vividly.
You can't remember Odudu?
Odudu.
Yes.
Yes.
And Apokene, I guess.
The dreaded Apokene.
Oh, yeah.
Who instilled that uncanny discipline. We used to make noise. Apokene would not go to sleep until he has made sure that every house was quiet.
Good.
In the evening,
yes,
he would go around from one dormitory to the other to check if they were making noise. So the fear of Apokene was the beginning of wisdom.
Are you serious?
I tell you. Because he will always go with his cane.
Oh.
So everybody wanted to avoid being flogged by Baba.
Oh, yeah. Wonderful memories.
But very, very
nice
gentleman.
Nice gentleman,
yes. He
nice
wanted us to conform rather than allowing us to become wayward and all that.
Yes.
So it was, and then Pa Oko. I later met him when I was working in PSCN.
Okay.
I was in Agbo. And he came one day with his bill to come and make some complaints. When I saw the bill, I looked at it. G.A. Oko. I said, Baba, were you in Edo College? He said, yes. I got up from the chair.
Immediately, yes.
I went to greet him. Say, you were my housemaster
Oh.
when I was in class 1.
Mm.
And the man was so happy.
Good. Very
He
good.
prayed for me.
Very good. Very good. Very good. As you rightly said, fond memories.
Fond,
Edo College, right? So, but when you got to new site, things changed dramatically.
Dramatically, yes.
Okay.
Then it was Party A Osigbeme, who was our principal there. He used to admonish us those days. Your sins will catch up with you.
Oh, and usually they did.
Especially for people like me.
Usually they did. Oh, this is really
because
amazing.
I was a little bit stubborn,
Okay.
and so one day I went and played, and they called me, come here. What are you doing? And I started to stammer. Excuse me, sir. Come on, get out. I told you people, your sins will catch up with you.
Oh, we used to call him Flames. Yes, yes. Oh, great man. I still remember.
That's the respect I still have for the son, Engineer Osigbeme,
Okay.
who was our head of school. He was his son.
Okay.
He even signed my paper when I was applying to be member of engineering council.
Okay.
He endorsed it for me.
Very good. So maybe we'll just opt out a little bit towards the tail end. We talk about Edo College. Okay. You are an engineer, and you worked with was it NEPA or
NEPA,
PSCN? A question that will not elude me is this: in the recent past, I'm sure you know, grid failure, or what they now call grid collapse.
Yeah.
What is the problem with electricity in this country?
Well, electricity problem is multifaceted.
Yes.
Firstly, we don't have sufficient generation.
All right.
Generation is low. The transmission system.
And generation can come from the dams.
Dam.
Yes.
Yes. The hydro, the thermal,
which
yes. Are those that.
Yeah, that's Kanji Dam there.
Yes, that's Kanji Dam. The thermal stations like Sapele, Ugeli, Afam, or the Lagos, Egbe.
Yes.
So
they use gas.
They use gas to fire their turbines. So the grid system, the transmission grid, is not very robust. And so you have a certain limitation as to the quantity of power that they can transmit at any point in time. So you have low generation and low transmission.
Let's have a picture of a transmitting station there so that people, yes, that's a typical transmitting station.
This is a typical grid station.
Yes, good.
So the transmission is the link between generation
and distribution,
the home users, where we at the point of utilization. So if the center link is faulty, whatever you generate over there, you may not be able to carry everything to the distribution center. So that is where the problem lies. We have not paid significant attention to expanding the transmission grid. Most of the grid stations we have were constructed many years ago.
Yes. So are you now saying that they are obsolete?
In a sense, I cannot say they are obsolete, but they are overloaded in a way. So you keep adding transformer capacity in one location rather than divesting to different locations to make sure that you have different sources of power supply. Recently, there was this failure at, I think, in the north.
Yes.
Right.
The whole of the north was affected.
Because there was a single doorway linking power from the south to the north. It was a single line without a secondary line to act as a buffer in case one has a problem.
Mm.
So that was what threw up the knot, and the failure of that tower. I think it was terrorists or so who went to vandalize the grid tower, and when the thing collapsed, the load that was being consumed by those people in the north suddenly left the grid.
Mm.
And therefore the grid has no option than to collapse. So what it means is that we are operating our system on 50 Hz. That is the frequency of our power supply.
Yeah.
So to protect the generators, the transmission system is provided with sensitive relays to prevent the generator from overspeeding or underspeeding.
Underspeeding, yes.
So the frequency is pegged in such a way that if the frequency rises to maybe a little above 50 Hz, it should give way.
Hmm.
If it drops a little below 50 Hz, it should give way. The small generator we have in the house, when you load it normally, it will be working. But suppose you go and plug in an iron. You want to iron.
Yes.
What do you hear? The generator will begin to drag.
Yes, you abuse it.
Yes. So that is what happens. The frequency will begin to drop. If you don't notice it on time, it either burns that generator coil or it will go off.
In other words, by the way, how many megawatts do we have now?
Presently, we are still oscillating 3,000, 4,000 megawatts.
And that's extremely low, isn't it?
Very low compared to what the population is and what our load demand is.
What do you think we need, really? I mean, in terms of capacity?
Certainly, anything in excess of 100,000 megawatts will be adequate for Nigeria.
100,000?
Yes.
And yet we are oscillating around 3,000,
4,000.
So it's still a far cry from what we need. Really.
Very well. So we need to begin to double whatever we are doing in terms of increasing capacity.
Does it not surprise you that government after government, they've always been talking about money pumped into the system? What's happened? What's the problem, really?
Well, I think when you approach certain problems from different direction, you may not get the desired result. Now, when I was entering the system as a young technician entering NEPA, I saw a map of Nigeria showing existing grid stations, power stations, transmission stations, and then proposed transmission stations were dotted all around the country.
Yes.
Almost 30 years later, when I left the industry, those proposals had not been met. If at all, maybe one or two. So we wasted a lot of time in advancing the expansion of our network.
Oh, good.
And that's the price we are paying today. So if we want to do comprehensive work, we must declare a state of emergency on power, because power is the source of development.
That is true. Absolutely.
Without power, nothing you can do. Everything revolves around electricity. From your computer to your cameras in the studios and everything.
Everything is power, yes.
It's all power.
That's true.
So we must create a robust system that will allow for continuous generation, continuous transmission and distribution.
Yes.
Because when you have insufficiency, that is what leads to failures in the system. The generators are very expensive, and therefore they must be protected adequately so that you don't allow it to fail. So rather than the generator to fail, the system should collapse. So that is the scenario that we have. Government must pay attention to expand the transmission grid and increase the number and capacity of the generating stations. But I cannot point at federal government alone.
Okay.
We must divest the expansion of the power industry to even the local government level, because the federal government cannot do it alone. There is nothing stopping local governments from doing rural electrification.
What method or methodology would they use?
Very good. Now, solar power is gaining ground.
Good.
So, a system whereby you want to serve people with electricity, but you should also consider cost, so that you don't overburden them and you don't overburden yourself. So if I were a local government chairman, I would go and source for loan from the Bank of Industry.
Okay.
I want to do a 2 megawatt solar grid in a particular village.
Solar grid?
Yes.
That is possible?
It is.
Okay.
All you need is an array of solar panels, maybe about 100, 200, line them up, and then put the necessary infrastructure like the batteries and all controllers and everything.
About how many people can this serve?
A 2 megawatt, let us say a 1 megawatt station, that is 1 million watts. So if a house, for example, I'm talking about the average house now.
Yes.
If the average house uses about 3 kilowatts, for example.
Yes.
So you can imagine the number of houses, each of them using 3 kilowatts, or let us say 5 kilowatts for ease of calculation. You may now discover that 5 times maybe 200 or 2,000 will give you about 2 megawatts. So if you are able to do that, all those people, their lifestyle will change.
Yes.
Small time artisans will begin to migrate back to the rural.
Yes.
Because life will be cheaper for them.
In the rural area.
In the rural area. And so if you install those solar systems, you meter them. So people will pay.
Will subscribe.
Make it over a period of 10 years so that it will be easy for them to pay. And the unfortunate thing with our banking system is that they give you a loan today, they want you to pay it tomorrow.
Oh yes.
So, but as a government to bank, local government, for example, can approach a bank, Bank of Industry, who will give them long-term loan to do that installation.
And as they mount these panels, they move away from the grid.
From the grid.
Yes.
So assuming...
And this is also applicable to the universities, I think.
What I would have done is take all domestic users of electricity away from the grid. The 3,000 megawatts we have now, or 4,000 megawatts we have now, assuming it were possible, and it is possible.
Good.
To remove all residential buildings, put all of them on solar. So the load on the grid will drop.
Exactly.
And then industries will have sufficient power to use.
Yeah.
Why you are now working on how to revamp the transmission and generation system?
Charles, I think this probably is the same, on the same template. I mean, I talked about this some time ago. That really, and you must agree with me, that we need to establish industries that can produce solar panels.
Very well.
Good. And that will also generate jobs for the young people.
You see,
yes.
One thing that I find funny is that government believes they must fund everything.
Exactly.
No, it's not like that. They don't have to fund it. There are people who have money to spend on businesses. We have Nigerians abroad. You harness their resources and say,
yes.
look, this is what we want. We want you to come and invest in solar.
Exactly.
And they will bring companies to be producing
Solar panels
here, batteries here in Nigeria.
Exactly.
And the whole place will be flooded. Give them a window, 5-year window, tax-free.
Beautiful.
And so you meter every customer, give them a period of time to offset
the loan.
The loan. It's just like when we introduced prepaid meters around 2007. My office said we should install them and ask customers to pay 2,000 monthly to recharge their meter. So if you are going to buy recharge, you have to pay 2,000 first, then buy recharge. But I told my people that, look, 2,000 naira as at 2007 was big money. I said to scare people. This is a product we are trying to introduce into the market. Let's bring down the cost. Some people argued. I said, okay, when I got back, I told my accountant, configure the computer to 500 instead of 2,000 naira.
Good.
People started rushing to my district. Then I was at Ikpema here, controlling Sokpomba district. The rate at which we were installing meters
was amazing, really.
Was now climbing.
Yes.
Because people now became interested.
Yeah, they could afford it.
So, to couple that, my revenue also went up. Because you bring 2,000 naira to the counter, they withdraw 500 and give you a recharge of 1,005. So you are happy.
Yes.
One customer came, he was angry that why do we bring prepaid meter to his house? So after he has finished, I told him to sit down. I said, Baba, look, this meter is going to solve your problem. He was owing 100 and something thousand. I said, don't worry. With time, you are going to clear this bill. No problem. And he accepted.
Yes.
About 6 months later, this man came back. He started thanking me. He said, Prince, I have paid that bill. I said, what bill? He said, the one I was owing, 100,000. I said, that's so. He was so happy.
Good.
So because of the method we used to attract people into the system was what made them to be able to actualize the dream.
Yes.
So we can do the same thing with a solar system. See, if you bring China here, for example, and say, look, China, come and set up a factory to manufacture batteries and things
panels,
like that.
Yes. They will jump at it.
Very well. You are not going to spend a kobo as a government. So we don't need to start thinking where will government get money from, No. Let the private people come and invest. Make the environment a friendly one.
Good.
Give them tax waiver for a period of time. All the equipment they are bringing in, let them be tax-free. So you clear this thing. See, by the time you do this, you will only suffer it for a period of 5 years as a government. The revenue you would have got, you will suffer it. But thereafter,
it goes up.
Everything goes up.
Beautiful.
So we need people to be dynamic. We should not be straight-jacketed in approaching the power system. Otherwise, we will not achieve results.
Beautiful idea. I've always trumpeted this on this program. Little did I know that you're going to talk about this. So that means we're on the same template. Don't forget, this is products of Edo College. Edo College prepared you for engineering, didn't it?
Very well. Even though I was very weak in mathematics at the initial stage. But with dogged effort, I now went to Auchi Poly. Auchi Poly now brought me up I now began to excel in mathematics, in electrical computations, and so on. So I was grounded from Edo College to Auchi Poly. By the time I got into NEPA,
it was a done deal.
It helped me a lot.
A lot, yes. We must not forget this. What about the home front? Who is looking after you like this?
I have a beautiful woman there.
Oh, yes, oh, yes. Yes.
I'm happy. Okay.
Yes.
I'm happy that she's part of my life.
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
We are advancing in age.
Yeah, of course, yes.
But yes, I'm still looking a little bit good.
So how does she do it? How does she do it to make you feel good?
Well, she's not giving me stress.
Good.
And she was able to harmonize taking care of the children, taking care of...
They're all grown up now, by the way.
Grown up.
Yes.
So we were able to build some level of understanding amongst ourselves. Though when we started, it wasn't easy.
Yes.
But with time, we began to take each other as brother, sister, father, mother. I call her mommy sometimes. So
yes,
because she takes care of me.
Oh, beautiful.
Takes care of me very well.
Beautiful.
So I'm very happy for that.
Yes,
glory be to God.
To God, yes, you're right. Thank you very much. And this gray has been there for quite some time.
In fact, it started when I was in Edo College.
Oh yes.
Well, I think I was in class 2, and it started coming up. So the old man was pulling it. So a time came that I told him, "Say, Baba, relax, leave this thing.
Leave this thing."
So that we come and paint the hair. Say, you are too young for gray hair. I said, it's not my fault.
It's not your fault. Yes.
So it's all gray now.
Yes. So lastly, a word for Edo College students who are still there. The words of elders are words of wisdom. You must advise them appropriately.
So I want to challenge them to never give up. Failure is a stepping stone.
Oh yes.
I failed many courses, but today I'm better off. So pay attention to education. Pay attention to discipline. You must discipline yourself. You must follow instruction to make you a better person in the future. If we were not properly brought up in the confines of Edo College, I don't think I would be here today as a successful civil servant, engineer. I would not. But because I obeyed instructions, followed principles, looked at people who were doing well and copied their example, I would not be here. I remember when I went to Edo College, I was the business manager here at that time. So we were doing a safety briefing. So we got to Edo College. I told them that we want to come and talk with the children so as to open their eyes to safety issues in relation to electricity.
Yes.
It was wonderful. When I told them that, look, I'm a product of this school,
they all shouted. Yes. That's the essence, really.
So you can also be a NEPA engineer if you so wish. That there are other persons who finish from this school who are medical doctors, professors, who are engineers and civil servants and everything. So look at those people.
Yeah, that's mentoring, really.
Prepare yourself for the future.
Yeah.
So that it will be great.
Yeah, because that's true. Because I remember a time they invited me to come and give a lecture.
Very good.
And when I finished, how many of you here will be interested in broadcasting and all that? Almost a quarter of. Yes, that's right. And that's really mentorship. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right.
The program has been products of Edo College. You can't make any mistake about that because of the quality of people we bring on board. This will be the fourth in the series. We've just started, but it's a continuous process.
Yeah.
And we'll go around our seniors, our classmates, our juniors, as the case may be. Our guest today has been Engineer Prince Charles Eweka, 1774 set. And it's gone down memory lane, and as he said, very fond memories.
Thanks.
So, Charles,
Yes.
thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
indeed. Thank you.
Right.
We'll be back with another guest same time next week. My name is Emmanuel Legariba. Keep winning. I'll be here again. Bye-bye.